Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, with the clock ticking toward a possible government shutdown, we break down what this could mean for your family. And one Eastern Kentucky community is expanding access to women's health care.
And we had a stray shower or two throughout portions of the viewing area, but smooth sailing is ahead. I'll tell you when coming up.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. We begin with a developing story tonight in Madison County. The coroner there confirmed a 61-year-old man from Illinois died on EKU's campus today. The coroner says 61-year-old Edwin Burton II was working on an air conditioning unit in the basement of Telford Hall. He said the unit somehow got loose and fell on the victim. The coroner also said the unit weighed between 1,000 to 2,000 pounds. Congress is less than 7 hours away from its midnight deadline to avoid a government shutdown. And if it happens, what could it mean for Kentucky? As of last December, there were more than 23,000 Kentuckians with federal jobs. That's more than double of some of the Commonwealth's top employers. Madison Carmouche and photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw show us how D.C. directly impacts us here in the Bluegrass.
Just take the Bluegrass Airport, for example. There are federal workers here considered to be essential, like TSA and air traffic control.
Anybody that's associated with any government entity, depending on a government check, might not get paid. But I bet those congressmen are getting paid.
This is Patrick McAnally. We met him at the airport while he was dropping off a friend. He's been keeping a close eye on the looming government shutdown.
Washington, I just pray that we could all just get together and come to a compromise.
McAnally worked decades for what was IBM and then J.M. Schmucker's company. Now retired, he's hoping a shutdown doesn't impact his Social Security check.
And that money is mine. I worked 40 years for that money.
Dr. Matthew Howell, an EKU professor of political science, says major programs like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid are exempt and will continue to operate through shutdown. However,
and so programs like SNAP or WIC will operate for a little while longer, but if there isn't an authorization and a reload of funds, they'll run out of money and they'll stop operating as well.
We did notice this post by the Estill County Health Department. It reads, in case of a government shutdown, Kentucky WIC will continue to operate as normal until further notice. McAnally works for a local food bank.
It's just like those are forgotten people by our government.
From D.C. to the Bluegrass, if some federal programs see funding freeze, it could affect a lot of Kentuckians.
United we stand, divided we fall.
In Lexington, with photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw, I'm Madison Carmouche, WKYT.
Governor Andy Beshear and Congressman Andy Barr both gave us statements about this. Those will be up on our website, WYMT.com. A government shutdown could impact communities surrounding Mammoth Cave. In 2024, the National Park Service conducted a visitor spending effects analysis study at Mammoth Cave National Park. The study showed that more than 740,000 visitors came to the Mammoth Cave last year, adding more than $72 million in economic spending to the communities that surround the park. A government shutdown could close the park, meaning visitors will keep their dollars at home.
People were traveling to Mammoth Cave just to see Mammoth Cave, but while they're here, they utilize services within the local area. They'll utilize gas or restaurants or hotels or other attractions in the area for more spending. So that socioeconomic study showed that visitors stayed longer and that they were also spending more within the region.
Nationally, visitors spend $29 billion in communities near national parks, with lodging and restaurants receiving the greatest direct contribution. That same federal report shows the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park in Middlesboro made a big economic impact last year. The National Park Service says that park generated more than $24 million for the local economy in 2024. More than 729,000 people visited, spending nearly $24 million in surrounding communities. Well, we had a few more clouds out there today, but most of us still stayed dry, and it's looking pretty good to kick off October tomorrow. First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast. Eric.
So, Steve, the key word there was most of us stayed dry. Not everybody. We're seeing some showers on live pinpoint Doppler radar. We'll get to that coming up in just a couple of seconds. This is a scene right now in Louisa and Lawrence County. You can see the clouds starting to pick up. We're at 79 degrees. Feels like 80 out there at this hour. So here's live pinpoint Doppler radar. We'll go ahead and pinpoint over towards portions of Harlan County, going into portions of Campbell County, a little bit of Lee County in Virginia, going into portions of Wise County as well. You can see that line of shower and storm activity kind of pushing through the extreme eastern portion of the coverage area. Same story for portions of Buchanan as well as Dickinson County as well. Now notice the path of this. Normally things kind of go west to east. This is retrograding back and going east to west. So something we're going to monitor very close as we go into the next several hours. Temperatures right now where it's rained. Look at this. Upper 60s, low 70s, mid to upper 70s throughout the central and western portion of the viewing area. Now, smooth sailing is ahead. We'll talk about that coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Folks in the Inez community of Martin County now have more access to women's health care. WYMT's Amelia Lee spoke with those in the industry who say serving women in mountain communities is vital for their health and prosperity.
Healthcare professionals in Martin County celebrated a big achievement with a ribbon cutting on Tuesday, recognizing a partnership between the Martin County Health Department and the ARH Mobile Health Clinic.
This gives us an opportunity to provide this care that many times women have to wait weeks, if not months, to receive an appointment or have access to that physician in even an urban setting because OBGYN care is so hard to get access to.
Services include pap smears, annual exams, mammograms, birth control counseling, and even more.
It's coming from like a small rural area in eastern Kentucky. I've seen that people don't have the transportation or there's not enough specialists, clinics nearby, and they have a hard time because they have to travel. So hopefully this will solve that issue.
Officials with the Martin County Health Department say providing access to women's health care can be a challenge, especially in rural communities. Now women in the mountains have one more place to access this critical care.
What we really want is for women to come and have their pap smears and have their regular checkups, get your mammogram, and really take care of yourself because you are your best health care provider.
Focusing on women's health and making it easier to get the help they need without the long drive to get it.
But now it's mom's turn to take care of their own health. It's mom's turn, and we're making it convenient to have access to that care right here in our health department.
Offering more for Appalachia. In Martin County, Amelia Lee, WYMT Mountain News.
The mobile health clinic will see patients on the last Tuesday of every month from 9 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. The clinic will be at the Martin County Health Department's parking lot. One of 3 men convicted in Crystal Rogers' murder is taking his appeal to Kentucky Supreme Court. Joseph Lawson's lawyers filed the motion yesterday. Earlier this month, Lawson was sentenced to 20 years in prison for conspiracy to murder and 5 years for tampering with evidence. A judge previously denied Lawson's motion for a new trial. Lawson, along with his father Steve and Crystal's boyfriend at the time she disappeared, Brooks Houck, were all found guilty in the cases against them. A Louisville woman is accused of damaging a Little Caesars store after she learned the extra sauce was not free. An arrest report reveals Brianna Haynes asked for extra sauce when she came to pick up her order, but when a worker told Haynes she'd have to pay an extra $1, she lost her composure. Security video shows her knocking items off the counter, including the computer register and stand, causing more than $1,000 in damages. The Trump administration is investing millions in the coal industry. The Department of Energy announced the $625 million investment yesterday. U.S. Secretary of Energy Chris Wright says the money will help the country reindustrialize and win the AI race. Most of the funding, about $350 million of it, will go toward modernizing coal power units. The Department of the Interior is also opening more than 13 million acres of federal land for coal leasing. Paper checks from the federal government are becoming a thing of the past. The Treasury Department plans to stop issuing paper checks for most payments today. That includes to Social Security beneficiaries. It's part of the Trump administration's effort to fully modernize federal benefit payments, save money, and fight financial fraud. The change will also affect how the IRS issues tax refunds. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, new data on heart disease risk factors show you may be able to take steps to lower your risk. We'll tell you what you need to know.
And October begins tomorrow. We'll have a sneak peek of a particular stat coming up in a few minutes.